you know, using delimited would be the good choice in my case. So it's been added, but it's asking me where do you want to put this text file. Well, I'll put it in the same folder, and I'll name it whatever, text. So clicking open. I know that the customers table has some Unicode data, so I'll be checking this one. We're having a checkbox over here. You know, you can move or see more about these kinds of things, but I'll just try and make it simple and just click OK. So I'm back to the file destination editor. Remember, the one I was working with was the connection manager. Now I'm at the destination itself. Okay, so I'll have to click on mappings, and as you can see, because they were linked from before, all the columns now will be exported, and you can map these as you all know. It's mapped in a good way. So clicking OK. This seems nice. Let's try executing this. Yep, 91 rows were exported. Let's go to the folder I've just created. It's this one. Double clicking, you will see that yes, it was exported to a text file. So I've handled the part of you know, extracting and loading the data, but I've left the part of excuse me. I've left the part of transformation, so I'll be adding that. I'll delete this part and this part also, because I'll be showing you something a little different. So what I want to do is I want to do some transformation. I want to change the data a little. Excuse me. So I'll be using one kind of transformation, which is derived column, the easiest part. Now, derived column means that I'll be modifying the data from the source here. Modifying could mean that you're changing the format of the data, or it could mean that you're adding new columns or new values to the data, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'll connect this part to this part, double-clicking on derived column. As you can see, these are the columns available from the source. What I want to do is I want to add a new column, new value. Now, I haven't thought of that, but I mean, let's simply say that I want to add the contact name, for example, to the telephone. I mean, something I want the salespeople to see is your name or the name of the contact person with the mobile number next to it in a single column. So I'll call it contact name and phone. I hate these naming conventions, by the way. I prefer to have long names, long meaningful names than these, but this is just an example. So I'll be adding a new column, and here I'm going to specify the expression. What exactly is the value of this column? So it's pretty simple. Contact name, just dragging, plus phone. Do you see the red color indicates that this is a wrong expression? Sorry. This means that there is kind of a validation in here. Just to make your life easier, I mean, the expression is C# like. So if you're familiar with C#, then you can write anything here easily. Okay, so this will add these two together in one column named CMP. Just showing you a very easy example. Now I want to export this. Instead of a flat file again, let's choose Excel as an example. So I'll connect this over here and double click on the Excel. Okay, so have no connection manager so far. I'm creating one, and again I'm saving it in the same folder, so I'll call it test Excel. First row has column names, yeah. As you can see, it will create it this way in Excel, and it will name it whatever. I'm not just going to change that right now. Let's go to the mappings. Well, yeah, as you can see, the CMP is already added over here and here, so everything looks fine. Okay, so I think we're ready to go, so let's just execute this. Again, just making sure. I always get this by mistake. And 91 rows were added to my Excel file. Again, let's just go here and see if the Excel file is running. Well, I mean, you can figure out the rest. This is the CMP, and as you can see, the name is linked with the phone number. Okay, so that was a very quick introduction to SSIS. Thank you all for watching, and in case you want to send me an email, and my email at SQLpath is not working yet, you can also, try to CC this other email, nabil@gmail.com. And that's it for our session. Jerry.
Nabil, great session. Everybody, please, could you please fill this survey? Nabil, could you say something about this?
About the survey, you mean the pool?
Yeah, Paul.
Yeah, okay. So everyone, I'm interested to know what you're thinking about SSIS. I mean, if you're really interested in SSIS, then maybe I can add more sessions in the future, or get more deeply involved in the SSIS. If you're probably interested in something else, just please specify. The poll is there. Just give me your honest opinion on what do you think about SSIS. Is it something that you'll be going for, or is it just something to know?
There are a couple of questions. Number one, can we move objects like procedures and functions?
Well, you're talking about logic. I mean, ETL is for moving data, not structures. So you're probably thinking of it in the wrong term. But if you have functions or procedures that are doing some data issues or some data manipulation, then yes, you can add it to bits and call it to do this data. But remember, it's about data manipulation. That's the main point in SSIS.
Okay, great. There was another, explanation. One of our attendees was a bit confused. That what is the real advantage of this using SSIS?
Okay, that's a great question.
If the wizard is working, why should I go and play with this double click and modify stuff?
Well, that's a great question, but unfortunately, you probably know that you can't do everything with just clicking. I mean, for importing and exporting, yeah, probably you can do that, but you cannot transform data. For example, the example we did, changing the derived column. For example, if you're going to do something really complicated, like for example, if part of the data has the civil ID, and you want to call some web service that verifies if this civil ID is there really, I mean, in the government. So calling web services and stuff, you can do that with the wizard. And also, there's a great thing that this has reminded me of one thing, because also some people are usually ask me, I mean, why don't we just run this kind of code that moves data from one place to another by just the .NET code? So I can simply write a procedure or function that just gets the data and do all manipulations in the way I want. It seems to be more flexible. Well, actually, this is an important thing, because SSIS was built for the best performance.